Equivalent ratios. What are equivalent ratios? First, what do we understand by equivalent? Equivalent means equal. So ratios that are equal are equivalent ratios. Now, what are equal ratios? Here is an example. 4:8 is equivalent to 2:4. It is also equivalent to 1:2. All these ratios are equivalent. But how do we know that they are equivalent? Let's find out. We will start with the ratio 4:8. Let's represent this ratio with 4 apples and 8 oranges. That is, the ratio of the number of apples to the number of oranges is 4:8. Now, how do we show that this ratio 4:8 is equivalent or equal to the ratio 2:4? Let's put the 4 apples into 2 groups of 2 apples each, and the 8 oranges into 4 groups of 2 oranges. This means we still have 4 apples and 8 oranges, but they are arranged in groups of 2 each. So now if we take each group of 2 as 1 unit, we have 2 units of apples and 4 units of oranges. What is the new ratio? It is 2:4. Since we are still comparing 4 apples and 8 oranges, the ratio 4:8 must be equivalent or equal to the ratio 2:4. Now let's look at the ratio 1:2. We will now put all the 4 apples into one group and the 8 oranges into 2 groups of 4 each. So now, if we take each group of 4 as 1 unit, we have 1 unit of apples and 2 units of oranges. So the ratio is 1:2. Again, we are comparing the same number of apples and oranges. Therefore, these ratios 4:8, 2:4, and 1:2 are equivalent or equal. Now look at these 3 equivalent ratios, 4:8, 2:4, and 1:2 again. Suppose we start with the ratio 4:8. How do we get the equivalent ratio 2:4? To get 2:4, think of the factors of 4 and 8. Factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. Factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Can you see that the common factors of 4 and 8 are 1, 2, and 4? Besides 1, we can divide by any of the common factors. Let's try the common factor 2. When we divide 4 and 8 by the common factor 2, we get the equivalent ratio 2:4. How can we get the ratio 1:2? Again, think of the factors of 2 and 4. Factors of 2 are 1 and 2. Factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. The common factors of 2 and 4 are 1 and 2. So we can divide 2 and 4 by the common factor 2, and we get the equivalent ratio 1:2. Thus, to get equivalent ratios, we can divide the terms in the ratio by their common factors. If we start with the ratio 1:2, do you know how we can get the equivalent ratio 2:4? We can multiply the terms by the number 2 to get the ratio 2:4. And how can we get the ratio 4:8? Again, we can multiply the terms by the number 2 to get the equivalent ratio 4:8. So to get the equivalent ratios, we can multiply the terms in a ratio by any number. Let's look at these two ratios to make sure that you understand equivalent ratios. Is 6 to 9 equivalent to 2 to 3? To find out, let's use 6 20-cent coins and 9 $1 coins to represent the ratio 6 to 9. Now let's group the coins in another way. We put 3 20-cent coins together like this. So we make two groups of 3 20-cent coins. Let's do the same for the $1 coins. We put 3 coins in each group like this. So we have 3 groups of $1 coins. Now there are 2 groups of 20-cent coins to 3 groups of $1 coins. That is the ratio 2 to 3. Again, we still have the same number of coins. They are just arranged in a different way. So the ratio 6 to 9 is equal to the ratio 2 to 3. That is, they are equivalent ratios. Now we know that 6 to 9 and 2 to 3 are equivalent ratios. Let's look at them without using diagrams. Let's start with the ratio 6 to 9. Remember, we can divide the terms by a number to get the equivalent ratio 2 to 3. To know what is this number, let's first write down the factors of 6 and 9. Factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. And factors of 9 are 1, 3, and 9. So, common factors are 1 and 3. We can take any common factor except 1. If we take 3 and divide the terms by the number 3, we will get the ratio 2 to 3. So 6 to 9 is equivalent to 2 to 3. To conclude, equivalent ratios look different, but they are really the same ratio written in different ways.